This is definitely the most exciting wilderness survival. A strange man and woman face each other naked. No clothes needed, no food, without water. Team up to survive in the wilderness. As long as you can survive in the wilderness for 21 days, you can get $1 million prize. This time the contestants are different. The program team selected 2 lucky people from among the many fans who like the original live show. The name of the chosen female contestant is Christine, age 32 years old, Mount Gilead, Ohio. She's an oncology nurse. I've always been a big fan of primal life. Watching TV at home is with the children to watch this program. Christine doesn't think she's an expert, but it can be done. The name of the male contestant selected is Paolo, age 26 years old. From Stoughton, Marseille, Jussie. Paolo loves the original survival show. I usually like hiking very much, backpacking. Survival skills like camping also have some foundation. Before the challenge begins, both Paolo and Kristen learn survival skills from survival experts, like setting a trap. Life and other more important survival skills are focused on learning, because the fans who participated did not have professional survival skills. The program team reduced the challenge time to 14 days. This challenge took place deep in the Somoto Gorge in Nicaragua. The dense rainforest here is full of poisonous plants and trees. Hidden among them are 15 species of parasites, and some of the deadliest coral snakes in the world. Paolo is transported to the challenge location by Labro's small pickup truck. Paolo felt that this would be a very meaningful experience for him. And Christine didn't get away with the pickup. Christine feels mentally 100% ready. But I'm only 40 or 50% sure from experience. It's time to go to the coat. Paolo was completely oblivious to the demands of the naked. Before he could finish speaking, he entered the challenge state. Christine still has some psychological burden on this request. Although I am not used to being naked in front of others, but the hand movement is very sharp. Under the arrangement of the program team, the 2 strangers soon met each other. It is unavoidable to shake hands before and after walking in. Let me introduce myself again. The 2 chatted so awkwardly that they flew. The 2 had a hard chat in this awkward atmosphere. There was really no topic to talk about. And the 2 of them took the bag given by the program team. A survival tool given by the program team is a broadsword. And one of the survival tools that Christine was carrying was her ignition. One of the survival tools that Paul brought was fishing line that could withstand 14 kilograms of weight. Paolo plans to use the fishing line as a rope to bind and secure. Christine said she had fished before. Fishing line can only be used for fishing. I hope Paul's hairtail line is really useful. There is also a route map given by the program team. The 2 carefully studied the next route forward. After confirming the route, the 2 officially began the first day of the challenge. While on the road, Paolo asked Christine why she signed up. Christine says this show is her favorite show. And they went into understanding mode. After going deep into the jungle, the 2 saw a lot of poisonous plants as you go deeper. The road in the jungle is getting harder and harder. Paul's leg was cut by a plant spike, although a lot of blood was lost. But luckily the wound wasn't deep and kept on going. Until around 12 o'clock, the 2 discovered a waterfall. Dead crabs were also found not far from the waterfall. This means that there should be crabs here. The 2 found a very thick tree not far from the waterfall. The 2 discussed it. I immediately decided to set up camp here. Determined the location of the camp. The 2 began to collect materials for building a shed. The 2 cut a gap in the tree, then used fishing line to fix the shed against the shelf on the big tree. The 2 of them worked until it got dark before setting up the shed. The 2 of them sat in the shed and felt the fruits of their labor. Christine's doping in the challenge has not only not weakened in the slightest. I was really happy after nightfall. Christine summed up to the camera that the challenge of the first day was quite good. At the same time, he happily showed the full pillow to the camera. The happy mood is completely irrepressible in the middle of the night. The 2 heard animal activity not far from the shed. Paolo is a large animal based on sound analysis. The 2 don't have a good solution. You can only hold the broadsword in your hand to prevent emergencies. Time came the next day. Paolo made a hare at dawn. It can both hunt and defend itself. Around 11 o'clock, the 2 started making a fire. It has a lighter. It starts a fire, soon saw the fire. But before I could be happy, the fire went out in the end. Their lives ended in failure. Been busy until after 4:30. Because I haven't been drinking water. The 2 were very thirsty. The 2 came to the waterfall. Hungry and thirsty, they drank water directly. Christine is afraid that the water is not safe. Didn't drink water with Paolo. decided to wait until Paolo drank the water to see if Paolo would come out. Now decide whether to drink water or not. Paolo says the water tastes particularly good. No weird smell, it should be safe. Christine still doesn't drink water, just to see if Paolo will be uncomfortable at night. And then Paolo catches a little frog near the waterfall. Although a little smaller, but it's still meat. Just as Paolo was about to wrap the frog in leaves, a little frog accidentally ran away and disappeared. The two searched for it, I didn't even see a shadow. The two could only return empty-handed after nightfall. Christine asked Paolo if he had felt uncomfortable since drinking the water. Paolo says it's okay, I didn't feel sick. The time has come for the third day. Because Paolo has been drinking water for a day. But nothing has happened. The thirsty Christine decided to go for a drink with Paolo. After drinking the water, Christine also commented that the taste of the water is really delicious. After nightfall, because no fire was raised, the two trembled passively. Time has come to the fourth day. Kristen told the camera that he used to watch clips of net contestants challenging at home. They always say, I thought they were hypocritical. Now I experienced the feeling of passivity firsthand. Chris heard that he was going to take back what he said before and pay tribute to them. This challenge is really hard. The passively afraid two began to make fire again, learning from previous life failures. This time Paolo quickly raised the fire with a fire. The morale of the two has also improved a lot. At noon, Paolo starts looking for crabs. It went on until after 2 p.m. and still no crab was caught. Coincidentally, a snake was delivered to the door. Paolo takes a look, isn't this a venomous coral snake? Came out to catch crabs without a big knife. Paolo can only use a stick against coral snakes. I have to say that Paolo's snake catching skills are quite good. It didn't take long to divide the coral snake into 2 pieces with stones. Christine was surprised when she brought it back to camp. Paolo killed a coral snake without using a big knife. Because it's a venomous snake, Christine is worried about safety and doesn't want to eat. After cleaning up, Paolo started the barbecue. Because I have seen previous contestants over roast the snake meat and make it inedible. Paolo baked it very carefully, and after it was cooked, Christine had a great time eating it. The time has come for the 6th day. The two started making scent traps. Because it is fixed with fishing line, the cage fell apart as soon as it was made. Christine thinks the polo belt fishing line is really useless. Just after 4 p.m., Paolo set up the trap of the cage he remade. But triggers always go wrong. After tossing for a long time, the cage actually fell apart. Paolo has to do it all over again. Christine has fully turned on the motive, visiting the mountains and water to enjoy the scenery. The time has come for the 7th day. Early in the morning, Paolo began to collect firewood. Christine is sleeping soundly in the shelter. Paolo thinks if Christine still keeps sleeping and doesn't help, then you have to do all the work by yourself. Paolo doesn't want to do all the work himself at 8:30. Christine picked up the camera and began to record her life happily. Saw Paul catching a crab, Christine went straight to photographer. Completely turned on entertainment mode. Paolo felt that Christine was simply not committed to the challenge. It's all wilderness, if only Christine had always had this attitude. Then you have to do all the work by yourself. Back at camp, Paolo talks to Christine. Paolo said he was digging for crabs. Christine is playing by the side. Christine said it was the funniest thing she had ever experienced. Paolo said if you have this attitude, then grab something and eat it yourself. Paolo said he just wanted both of them to spend the rest of the time trying to find food. Instead of doing all the work alone, time has come to day 9. Christine thought about what Paolo had said to herself. I feel like I should help, returning to the campsite. He re-secured a cage with fishing line in the afternoon. Christine found a bird as bait for the remaining unknown fruit. It's a long wait after putting the bait in the trap. Time has come to day 12. Paolo says he hasn't had a bowel movement in over a week. It's totally starving now, talking room. Paolo fell to the ground uncontrollably. Oh my god, Christine asked Paolo in surprise what happened. Paolo said that his body suddenly lost its balance, totally out of control. Paolo can only sit on the ground for a while after nightfall. Paolo said to the camera that now is definitely the most tiring time in his life. I don't even feel hungry anymore. The time has come for day 13. The two went to check the bird cage. It turned out to be full of surprises. Caught a bird with no name, Paolo controls the bird's body. Christine took the bird's life with a sharp wooden stick. After bringing it back to the camp, it plucked hair and removed internal organs. Soon the bird was on the grill after cooking. The two of them were very happy to eat. Both of them are in good spirits after nightfall. Christine shows off to the camera that she has to prove to the whole of America. This challenge to a loyal audience can also be done. Time has come to day 14. Paolo is very happy. It's finally time to evacuate. Their evacuation site is located on the highest ridge of the mountain range, 152 meters higher than their campsite. They had to go through a series of steep slopes to reach the rescue site. Set a good direction, the two began to set off towards the rescue site. Fortunately, they had a barbecue the night before, till about 2:30 in the afternoon. The two are still on their way up the mountain, until around 3:30 p.m. Only 2 people reached the top of the mountain, arrived at the rescue site. The medical staff checked the physical condition of the two. Just a little too tired, there was no real problem. 2 happy captains celebrating the success of the challenge. Paolo thinks it's really fun and very fulfilling. Christine thinks these 14 days are more difficult than she expected. Can anyone do it? After the game statistics, Paolo lost 16 kilograms in 14.